Good morning, everyone. I am Julian Villanueva, your today's presenter. Today, I'm going to tackle the divinities of Norse. But before that, I have here a pre-activity entitled Guess My Name. I have 5 pictures here, and you're going to guess their names. The divinities of the Norse. Before the beginning of time, there was Ginnungagap, a bottomless abyss which separated the icy land of Nibelheim and the fiery land of Muspelheim. These two realms rose in power and clash. The burning frost turned into water drops, and the water drops turned into life. The first living being was Ymir, a hermaphroditic giant who was created from those life-giving drops of water and whose death was brought about by Odin and his brothers. Odin, Vili, and Ymir's descendants, fashioned the Nordic mythological universe from his blood, bones, flesh, teeth, hair, eyelashes, brains, and skull. The Norse gods belong to two major clans, the Aesir and Vanir. Odin, Frigg, Thor, Loki, Baldur, Hod, Heimdall, and Tyr are the most elevated representatives of Aesir and are known as the main gods. The second clan is Vanir, contains the fertility gods and count Njord, Freyr, and Freya as their most notable members. Despite the antagonism between them, it was necessary for the two families to combine their powers and ideals for all to prosper. I have here the 11 gods and goddesses of the Norse. The first one is Odin. Odin is the supreme deity of the Norse mythology and the greatest among the Norse gods. He is also the old father of the Aesir. He was the aspiring ruler of Asgard and the most revered immortal, who was on an unrelenting quest for knowledge with his two ravens, two wolves, and the Valkyries. He is the god of war and being delightfully paradoxical, the god of poetry and magic. He is the fav- he is famous for sacrificing one of his eyes in order to be able to see the cosmos more clearly, and his thirst for wisdom saw him hung from the world tree, Yggdrasil, for 9 days and 9 nights until he was blessed with the knowledge of the runic alphabet. His unyielding nature granted him the opportunity to unlock numerous mysteries of the universe. The second one is Frigg. Frigg is Odin's wife. She is a paragon of beauty, love, fertility, and faith. She was the mighty queen of Asgard, a venerable Norse goddess, who was gifted with the power of divination and yet was surrounded by an air of secrecy. She was the only goddess allowed to sit next to her husband. Frigg was a very protective mother, so she took an oath from the elements, beasts, weapons, and poisons that they would not injure her brilliant and loving son, Baldir. Her trust was betrayed by Loki, a most deceitful god. Third one is Baldir. Baldir is the son of Frigg and Odin. He was described as living between heaven and earth. Baldir is the god of light, joy, purity, and the summer sun. Baldir was the epitome of radiance, beauty, kindness, and fairness. He was believed to be immortal, but he was killed with mistletoe, the golden bow that contained both his life and his death. Next is Loki, the great trickster god of the Norse pantheon. Loki was a devious deity known for his many schemes and deceptions. A shapeshifter, Loki's form were as varied as the motives for his mischief, which included wealth, women, wisdom, and the sheer pleasure of his knavery. He conceived a scheme to cause the death of Baldir. Upon learning that mistletoe was the only thing that could hurt Baldir, he placed a branch in the hands of the blind god Hod and tricked him into throwing it at Baldir, and killed him. Next one is Thor. Thor was Odin's most widely known son. He was the protector of humanity and the powerful god of thunder who wielded a hammer named Mjolnir, a paragon of strength and masculine virility. The storm god Thor was the fiercest of Norse deities. Among his many abilities, Thor commanded storms and rain, and brought lightning and thunder. Next one is Freya. Freya is one of the most sensual and passionate goddesses in the Norse mythology. She is the most renowned of the Norse goddesses, who was the sister and the female counterpart of Freyr, and was in charge of love, fertility, battle, and death. Her father was Njord, the sea god. Pigs were sacred to her, and she rode a boar with golden bristles. Next is Freyr. Freyr was the god and the ruler of peace and fertility, rain and the sunshine, and the son of the sea god Njord. Although originally one of the Vanir tribe, he was included with the Aesir. He is one of the most respected gods for the Vanir clan. He was frequently portrayed with large phallus. Next is Heimdall. Heimdall is known as the shiniest of all gods due to him having the whitest skin, was a son of Odin who sat atop the Bifrost. Bifrost is the rainbow bridge that connects Asgard, the world of the Aesir tribes of gods, with Midgard, the world of humanity, and remained forever on alert, guarding Asgard against attack. Heimdall is the watchman of the gods. Next is Hel. Hel was the goddess and the ruler of the Norse underworld of the same name, also known as Helheim. She has pale skin and appears to be death-like. She nurtures and houses any who enter her realm. Next is Vidar. Vidar is the silent Norse Aesir god of vengeance, justice, and the primitive nature personification. Vidar was another son of Odin and Grid, and his powers were matched only by that of Thor. Last one is Vali. Vali was the son of Odin and Rindr. He was born for the sole purpose of avenging Baldir. Vali avenged Baldir's death by killing Hod, the god who pierced Baldir with mistletoe. He is the god of vengeance. The richness of the mythology and folklore continues to mesmerize people of all ages and backgrounds. Immersed in the sagas, we'll let our imagination go wild as we learn of old worlds and consider new and exciting interpretations. That's all for today. Thank you for listening.